Right now on News 4 at 10, we are asking if the guns the suspected shooter in Cheektowaga had violated the SAFE Act.
To us as a fan base, I feel like it's unfair.
And Bills fans speak their minds tonight about the latest change made before Sunday's game.
And scattered rain showers moving through western New York tonight. I'll let you know when that changes to snow and if we'll see anything on the ground coming up in your forewarned forecast.
I have a caller on the line at Dollar General on Union Road at Airport Plaza. He says there's a male in the gun.
The first officers on scene encountered total chaos, as can be expected.
It wasn't until you could hear the gunshots in the background where he started to panic.
Outfitted the way he was, it's safe to assume that he was intent on doing some damage and taking lives.
Tonight at 10, we are continuing to learn more details about the man who police say opened fire outside of a Dollar General store in Cheektowaga. Good evening, everyone. 29-year-old Travis Green has pleaded not guilty to the charges filed against him after police say he fired 20 rounds from an AR-15 rifle. A 53-year-old customer was shot but has already been released from the hospital. Police say it's amazing that no one was seriously hurt, and they are crediting heroic civilians for saving lives. Now, the district attorney's office says Green went into the Dollar General at Union and French Roads to apply for a job but left angry for some reason. That's when he started firing his weapon, police say, hitting one customer. Bystanders jumped into action, chasing Green, and this dash cam video released shows officers tackling him to the ground after he took off. He wasn't armed at that point. We spoke with Green's mother today. She said she's saddened and believes her son lost his way after losing his job, and problems at home added to his stress.
The pressure was building up over time, as far as me talking with him and he talking with me. It was building up over time. And then by him having a body injury from his construction worker like 9 years ago, all the pain in his body, and his wife want the separation. I believe that's he just got fed up.
Police say he was wearing this body armor and had 2 rifles with more than 800 rounds of ammunition in his car. Police still haven't determined a motive, but for now they have ruled out terrorism. And now questions remain as to if Green was a legal gun owner. Officials are investigating how the weapons were obtained. His family tells us after his stepfather died several years ago, he bought AR-15 style rifles used in the attack. But as News 4's Rachel Monjovi reports, police say both weapons violate the state's SAFE Act. Rachel?
Yeah, and Alina, federal ATF agents are in the process of doing background checks on both AR-15 rifles, which are allowed in New York State. They say that process shouldn't take long if the guns are legally owned by Green.
It's a miracle that I'm not up here reading off the names of deceased.
Police say things could have been much worse when 29-year-old Travis Green opened fire in the Dollar General parking lot. They say he was wearing body armor, heavily armed and heavily equipped.
I think it's safe to assume that his intent was to do significant harm.
Authorities say Green used a pump-action AR-15 rifle to fire more than 20 rounds. They recovered a second rifle along with 20 spent casings and more than 800 live rounds. They say both weapons violate the SAFE Act, a state law passed in 2013 meant to reduce gun violence.
There was a vertical foregrip or a side grip attached to it, which would make that in violation of the New York State SAFE Act to possess.
Police say there was also a magazine in one rifle that held more than 10 rounds. Gun expert Bud Schroeder says that's also a violation.
Anything that holds more than 10 rounds, except for law enforcement, is not allowable under the SAFE Act.
Schroeder says the SAFE Act isn't working.
It hasn't done anything really except inconvenience and deny 4 constitutional and civil rights to honest people. Gun control laws don't work because criminals don't obey laws.
According to PolitiFact, violent crimes involving firearms have dropped statewide but increased in Erie County since the SAFE Act passed. They say correlation doesn't equal causation, citing violent crimes with a firearm were already going down before the SAFE Act. Now, since there are SAFE Act violations, more charges could be filed. Again, federal ATF agents are investigating whether Green legally owned the guns he used. His family tells us he purchased them about 7 years ago. Reporting live, Rachel Monjovi, News 4 at 10.
I don't consider ourselves to be heroes. I think we are the right people at the right spot at the right time.
But many people in this community and police are calling those men heroes for helping take down these suspected gunmen. They worked next door to the Dollar General and ran to help after hearing the gunshots. Tonight at 10:30, hear how they helped stop the suspect in News 4's Jen Schanz's full report. You can also find all of our stories related to the shooting on our website, WIVB.com. A Buffalo man facing a second-degree murder charge should be back in court tomorrow for a felony hearing. 30-year-old Jeremy Wright is charged with shooting and killing another man outside of a bar in Allentown on November 3rd. Police say a fight broke out between the two. Police believe Wright then got a gun, shooting the other man multiple times. The hearing is scheduled for 9:30 in the morning. A boil water notice was issued an hour ago for parts of Niagara Falls. Here's a look at what areas it affects. The notice applies to people living in the area between Main Street and Pine Avenue to 10th Street and Pine Avenue. It also includes Niagara and Spalino Towers. The Niagara Falls Water Board says this is because of a water main break. We are told crews are working to make repairs quickly, but it's likely you will need to boil water for at least the next 48 hours. The Water Board says to boil the water for 1 minute and cool before using, or if you can, use bottled water.
I've decided to start Nate Peterman as our quarterback this week.
It's definitely tough. Like I said, I don't agree with it at all, but I don't make that call.
Big changes are being made at One Bills Drive tonight. Head coach Sean McDermott announcing Tyrod Taylor will not play quarterback this weekend. Rookie Nathan Peterman will start in the game against the Los Angeles Chargers on Sunday, and tonight, Bills fans are continuing to weigh in on this decision. News 4's Shannon Smith joins us live with new reaction. Shannon?
Nalina, was this a good decision? Well, it depends on which Bills fan you ask. Some fans say yes, it's time for a change, and they believe Nathan Peterman can deliver. Others say no, this is too much to put on a rookie quarterback like Peterman. But one thing fans can agree on, though, is that all eyes are on Peterman to be able to take the Bills to the playoffs.
I think it's a bad move. You know what? I think it's a good move.
Whether you think it's a good move or a bad one, Bills head coach Sean McDermott made the call Wednesday to bench Tyrod Taylor. Rookie quarterback Nathan Peterman will start come Sunday. And while some fans are happy to see Taylor out,
I'm excited about it. Coach McDermott has always been about trusting the process, and I trust what he's doing. He's led us to 5-4.
Others, not so much.
I'm very disappointed. We lost 2 games in bad fashion, but I feel like it's very premature for us to take a turn like that and go to a 5th-round rookie, and while we're still in the thick of, the playoff hunt.
Many fans took to social media to vent their mixed emotions. Some people defending Taylor by saying the team's recent losses aren't all his fault.
Our offensive line is playing rather poorly, and to put a rookie in that situation could be very damaging to a young career.
But one thing fans can agree on, the pressure is on for rookie Nathan Peterman, starting in the next game in Los Angeles against the Chargers.
I think he would be a lot more nervous at home in front of all those people. So maybe he's going to get his feet wet, and hopefully this will be a good change.
It is risky, but it's nice to be a Bills fan and be at this point where we're still excited about it.
Well, I guess it all rests on Nathan Peterman right now.
Now, some fans say they believe Taylor is a good quarterback, but hasn't performed like it. But they believe playoffs are still very much so in the cards for the Bills. But, of course, we'll have to see how this change plays out this weekend when the Bills take on the Chargers Sunday. Live in the newsroom, Shannon Smith, News 4 at 10.
All right, Shannon, thank you. Up next is a Republican tax plan turning into a health care plan. That's what some leaders are claiming. Find out why next.